I'm Peter Thomas. Early in Don's career, we worked together. I was so impressed with his voice. I'd been in New York since 1948, and Don was just starting out. I stayed to do some wild lines. Don left. When I finished, he was waiting in a car to drive me to my next session. He said he'd followed my career and admired my work. I told him he had a brilliant future. I was right. Don was great, and a great guy, too.
This is Ben Patrick Johnson. To the man who invented what I do for a living and then made it possible for me to flourish professionally, I extend a lifetime of gratitude, a lifetime of honor, a lifetime of respect. I thank you for your professionalism and your humanity.
This is Tom Kane. The day he asked me to go for a ride with him after I worked at NBC with him staring at my back, I, of course, was as intimidated as any young man could be. And when he told me that he really thought I had a future in this, I kind of was baffled because I said, I don't have the kind of pipes you do. I never will. He just looked at me and his eyebrow raised as it always did, and he goes, "There's room for all kinds of people in this business, and I think you'll be one of them." Well, much to my amazement and gratitude, he was right.
Randy Thomas.
Our souls are eternal, and rest assured knowing that Don's voice will resonate for eternity. And for those of us that knew him and loved him, it is you and I who must honor him every day, keeping his spirit alive every time that we're kind, considerate, and generous with our hearts and minds, remembering to give back by reaching out a hand to someone who needs it.
Townsend Coleman.
I love Don's sense of humor and how he could make me laugh, and I remember him telling me once down at NBC how he wanted to do cartoon voices, but not the heavy stuff. He wanted to do the silly, over-the-top, cartoony voices. And he wasn't kidding, because as he leaves the studio that day, he walks out the door, and all I hear down the hall is, "In a world!"
Bob Bergen.
Don always encouraged me to pursue voiceover, even with my speech impediment and my stutter. I bet Don's up in heaven doing trailers for the angels, and I bet I know what God said to him too. That take was great. Let's do one more for safety.
My name's Bo Weaver. I'm pretty sure Don will be remembered as much for his character as for his work. I've never known anyone so totally at the top of their field who was as generous with aspiring newcomers as Don was. Everyone will tell you that. And funny, and one of the sharpest minds I've ever worked with. I know I'm going to remember the kind of man he was, every bit as much as the incredible things he accomplished. Don's a great example of a life well lived.
From London, this is Chris Grant.
This is Melvin Vermeer from the Netherlands.
This is Jacob Ekstrom from Denmark.
This is Valentino from Barbados.
Colo Barrera from Mexico.
Mitch Ryan, Australia.
Mark Ewart, Cannock, Staffordshire.
Jerry Wilson here from Dublin, Ireland.
Claire Dodin from France.
Lofty Fulton.
And Jamie Green
from Sydney, Australia.
James and Shelley here from London and New York.
Duran, St. Louis, Missouri.
Janet Alt from Scottsdale, Arizona.
From Nanaimo, Canada.
Brisbane, Australia.
New York City.
Miami, Florida.
Saskatchewan, Canada.
Seattle, Washington.
Fort Myers, Florida.